warrior with the hands. That's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Payback in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark, and I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. Now been walking with them angels, so I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. Behind me say I cup full. No room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to something. Flow so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. Don't rank me no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. And I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy and tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter. The lies are sweet, tried everything. I guess me and Johanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak, and teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece, and I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Should call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame. You bitch ain't loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Lord to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Lord to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm Lord to the king. Bring that hot flame, you bitch ain't Lord to the king. According to God, the white man was him. See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot, they like to claim leadership, they like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. They don't really need that authority, they don't really know what to do with that leadership. Understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop the ass, you gotta damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Everybody ain't with all that peace talk, everybody ain't with all that bike on boy, ass shit, stop it, ass shit, drop it. It's about to get serious. Boy, when they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders, I'm curious. He cashed down on your blood, traded you in and bought a new beast. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up on parole because of the COVID. It feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Nowhere it's golden in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, he the prophets. So I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the prophets. You know, like we all come together. You know what I'm saying? They say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and know your ass need to stop it, ass need the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. Nigga, gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. niggas stay silent. I got it. Let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't no token when we got the flow. Ain't no peace. Just play with your heart. Be low to the right arm. Tell her we can't keep it late. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got you, baby mother on high. Baby pants through the fire. Ain't she the props? That baby so below to the Lord. I dare you afford it. That for a failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. But your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. They ain't see the stop it, ain't see the props. That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, right. But that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist to lie the money out of your pockets. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. Nigga, I stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees. Nigga, gotta stand up to serve.
+100 years since 1969, the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohanna has been telling all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that it is time to separate from these people. You understand? We've been giving our love to these monsters for too damn long, to the point where we're letting them do any and everything to our people without saying anything or having anything to no willpower to fight back. You understand? For example, our brothers, our Haitian brothers, are right now sitting up under the borders, waiting to be deported back to Haiti, waiting to be deported, sitting up under the border by Mexico, waiting to be deported. And for too long, our people has been putting our trust in the Christian church. And what has the Christian church got us? Absolutely nothing. We've been donating, giving our funds to the Christian church, sending our tithes to the Christian church, giving everything we could, giving our mind, everything we have, we've been given to the Christian church with nothing in return. The Christian church has been turning around and giving us their behind to kiss. Our Haitian brothers and sisters on the border right now are waiting for some kind of miracle, an act of mercy from somewhere. And you know where that act of mercy just came from? The ISUPK under Commanding General Yohanna. In the ISUPK, this is the only place where you will find brotherhood. This is the only place where you will find love. It's the only place where you will truly know and understand what love really is and how to treat your brother. You'll understand in here and only in here how to treat your sister, how to have compassion for your family, and how to hate with a perfect hatred your enemy. You understand? You will be taught who your enemy is according to the Bible. For too long, our people has been trained to love our enemies and treat our enemies as if they are not our enemies, but in fact our friends. When in reality, friends don't hang friends on trees from city to city all over America. Friends won't say this is the land of the free and the home of the brave, and then kick you out the country and say you're an immigrant and you don't belong here. Friends don't sell friends on auction blocks. This is the reality. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohanna since 1969 has been freeing the mind of our people and releasing that chain called Stockholm Syndrome off of all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And today we're going to go into who this monster is. You understand? First, if you have any questions on or off the topic, first off, let it be known so you will know that ISUPK stands. Our oppressor, this so-called white man, is the devil the Bible speaks of. You understand? Now, if you have any questions, Before we dive into this topic, I give you a couple minutes to type in your questions inside the chat room. You understand? If you got any questions on or off the topic, you can go ahead and type it inside the chat room and we'll answer all questions. It's a lot here. Salakia. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and type it inside the chat. All right, we ain't got no questions. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's get John chapter 8, verse 32. It's one of my favorite scriptures to open up with. It's a very well-known scripture among the Christian church, but a hated scripture throughout the Christian church. All of them love it, but all of them hate it. It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And it reads, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." This is why I say the Christian church hates this scripture. The reason why is because the truth is right here in your face. The truth is, these monsters that rule over top of us, they have no compassion in the world. They do not give a damn about blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. The truth is, our oppressors couldn't give a damn about the life of a black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian. And this is a hard pill for the Christian church to swallow. This is a hard pill for our people as a whole to swallow, because we have been trained like good servants to love our oppressor. But thanks be to the Lord that the Lord sent the prophets back to the earth, and the ISUPK, today ran by Commanding General Yohana, to break the chains of Stockholm Syndrome off of your mind and break the loose the scales off of your eyes, so that you can know for once and for surety who this monster is, and you can learn to separate from this monster, knowing that he has a punishment coming for his crimes. And knowing that he has a punishment coming for his crimes, what would you do to escape that punishment? You would get away from him. If you know that this filthy, wicked bastard have a punishment coming to him for the crimes that he's committed against the blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, you will get away from him so you can be free of that punishment. You understand? Let's get Genesis chapter 27. It's the book of Genesis chapter 27. Let's start. Let me see. All right, no questions. Genesis 27. Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse 41. Genesis chapter 27, verse 41. And it reads, "And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him." Listen, this is why these monsters are so treacherous towards us. They hate us because we have the blessing. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, we are the greatest thing walking on the planet. And our oppressors can't stand the fact that every time they see a nigga or spick or a savage or a wetback, they are looking at something or someone that's far greater than what they could ever be. This is why they killed George Floyd. This is why they kill your Marcus Garveys and your Sandra Blands and your Trayvon Martins and your Elton Sterlings and your Emmett Tills and your Freddie Grays and your Ahmaud Arbery's and Marquise McLaughlin's. Like, this is why these bastards feel that it's okay to kill us at such an alarming and high rate. You understand? This is why they feel it's okay to put our brothers from Haiti and sisters from Haiti on the border and leave them there in the worst condition possible, because they look at our Haitian brothers and sisters and they see a nation of people that is far greater than what they could ever be. You understand? This is why when you go on the border, you see our Hispanic brothers and sisters locked in cages, because they look at our Hispanic brothers and sisters and they see a people that is far greater than what they could ever be. So the only way to keep the best thing walking on the planet from being the best is you got to lock them up and kill them off. This is how these monsters think, man. They are mad because of the blessing that we got from our forefather Jacob that their forefather Esau could not get. So because of that, they have had a perpetual hatred in their heart. You understand? Let's read on. In the middle of verse 41 of Genesis chapter 27. And Esau said in his heart, the days of my father's mourning are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So Esau, knowing that there was no way around him being able to get that blessing again, there was no way he could go back and get the blessing. He knew for a fact, you understand, he knew that he sold the birthright to his brother. You understand this? And this is where the Christian church always get it twisted, because they'll say, well, Jacob stole the birthright, when in reality Esau sold that birthright to his brother. Jacob didn't steal anything. Esau sold it. The father was in the dark of everything that happened, and Esau tried to play on that. Esau knew that his father did not know that he sold his birthright to Jacob, because if Esau knew that, if Isaac knew that Esau sold that birthright to Jacob, then Jacob would have never had to dress himself as Esau. Jacob would have went in just like Jacob, just like himself, and he would have got the blessing because his birthright was sold already to his brother. But Isaac did not know. And because of that, because of the fact that Isaac didn't know and Esau knew that his father didn't know, this is why Esau was mad, because Esau tried to pull one over on Jacob. He tried to tried to sell his birthright and then turn back. And what we call back when I was little, we used to call it being an Indian giver. You understand? Like, this is something that we used to say when we was little. Well, you make a promise to somebody, or you give somebody something and then you try to take it back. This is what Esau tried to do when it came to the birthright. You understand? But the Lord was with Jacob. The Lord was with the mother of Jacob. You understand? The Lord was with Sarah. You understand? Let's read on. What's the like here? And so and because the Lord was with Jacob so much, man, Jacob got that birthright. And because Jacob got that birthright, now to this day you see blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians as the greatest thing walking on the planet. And our oppressors hate us to this day. You see them killing us to this day at an alarming rate. This is what their forefathers said all the way back then. He said he was going to slay his brother Jacob. And this is what you see these monsters doing. They are slaying our people. They are putting our people in treacherous conditions. You understand? But thanks be to the Lord that the Lord sent prophets, men of the Lord that care more about the people than ourselves, man. We are trained to care more about our brothers and sisters than our own self. You understand? Let's get let's get Exodus chapter 1. Let's get Exodus chapter 1. We're going to start at, let's start at verse 10. It says, come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join unto our enemy. Like this is why our oppressors, the so-called white man, do what they do to us at an alarming rate, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. They are dealing wisely with us. This is why our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, are the only nation under the sun that don't have a seat at the UN, because they are dealing wisely against us. They are taking crafty counsel against the Lord's chosen people. You understand? They are consulting against the Lord's hidden ones, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This is why it's so important for us to come together and understand who this monster is, so we can understand how to defeat him. This is why it's important for us as so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians to leave that filthy, wicked Christian church alone. Leave that thought system alone. The Christian church is nothing more than white supremacy. The Christian church is something that our oppressors gave us. You understand? That is not of the Lord. The Christian church tells you to hate your brothers. They tell you to hate your brothers. And the proof of it is you can look at the border and see what the Christian church has done for the Haitian brothers and sisters on the border right now. They have done nothing at all, because they are trained to hate their own people. They're training our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, to hate each other. In the Christian church, you are trained to love your oppressor more than you love your own goddamn brother, man. And this is all because our oppressor has dealt wisely with us. They have taught us to love them and hate us. They've taught us this light skin versus dark skin. They've taught us this north versus south. You understand? You all the way in New York and I'm down in Florida. We more gutted than y'all. Like they taught us this. They taught you light skin, y'all. You know, hey, you light skin, y'all fruity. They taught our light skin. Listen, you dark as night. Like they taught us to constantly hate each other and throw jabs at each other. They taught us this, and we've played what they taught us to perfection. And it's high time to wake up out of this sleep, out of this nightmare. You understand? Martin Luther King called it a dream, but this is a nightmare. And it's time for us to wake up and come up out of this sleep that we have been in and come back together as a nation, so that the Lord can turn around and save us again like he did once before and bring swift destruction to our enemies. You understand? Let's drop this. Let's get Psalms chapter 83. Let's get Psalms 83. If you got any questions on or off the topic, you can type it into the chat. Now I'm gonna go through this whole Let's go through this whole thing, man. This is a powerful chapter, man. Psalms 83, it says, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And who is the Lord's enemies? This is what we have to understand. The Lord's enemies is everyone that is against blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, because blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians are the Lord's chosen people. You are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, Yasha Allah in the Hebrew. You understand? And if you are an enemy to us, you are an enemy to the Most High God. You understand? Let's read on. It says, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and have consulted against thy hidden ones. This is what our oppressor has been doing since they brought us in captivity to this day. They have taken crafty counsel, you understand, against all blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. The proof is in the pudding. Where damn near every couple months we're going on another march. You see the Black Lives Matter movement coming together, marching, screaming no justice, no peace, hands up, don't shoot. Then you turn around and you see our Hispanic brothers and sisters in cages at the border. Then you turn around and you see our Haitian brothers and sisters at the border under the bridge in horrific conditions, with little food, little water, just enough to get by, just enough so they don't die, just enough to make it so they can be shipped back to their country. They've taken crafty counsel against the Lord's chosen people. You understand? Let's read on. Verse 4. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. This is the beast that we serve up under. This is what they said. Salaki, they said, let us cut them off from being a nation. And what did they do? They stripped us of our identity. They stripped us of the very essence of who we are as a nation of people. They took our culture. They took our language. They moved somebody else into our land and send that group of people money every year, trillions of dollars every year to keep this secret, man. This is why it's so important to understand who this beast is that we serve up under. You understand? Let's read on. Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Like they said, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasha Allah may be no more in remembrance. They have destroyed blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You understand? And they did a great job at it. They did a great job at doing so. You understand? Matter of fact, let's drop this. Let's get Deuteronomy 28. Seeing this, man, like you have to understand when this was done. How did they cut us off? When did the cutoff start happening for us this time around? You understand? You read verse 15 all the way down. You understand? You will understand that these people are not your friend, and that they did everything they did on purpose to cut you off from being a nation. Let's read verse 68. And the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again with ships. By the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And since that day we have not seen our homeland again. We have been cut off from being a nation. Our homeland has been taken away from us. Like I said before, that other people has moved into our land and now portraying to be us. That whole land of Israel and Palestine, that all belongs to us, blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. But now you got two nations of people that are occupying that land, and they are claiming to be us. And the Lord said, while that's happening, you're going to be sold to your enemy. You're going to go into Egypt again, meaning you're going into slavery again with ships. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemy for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. We have not been redeemed from this place yet. Nobody can redeem us from this place. You had Marcus Garvey tried. You had that movement. Martin Luther King, in his evil ways, he tried to bring us together, thinking that would stop our oppression. You understand? You had Malcolm X, by any means necessary. You got your Louis Farrakhan's Million Man March. You understand? The only person that's gonna free us from this bondage, this hell that we've been in for over 400 plus years, is the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. He's the only one that's going to free us from this place. You understand, that we've been in. And if we don't come back to him, the scriptures say in Exodus that if we would turn back to the Lord and we would obey his voice and we would do what he say, then he would be an enemy to our enemies and he would be an adversary to our adversaries, man. This monster that has been ruling over us for 400 plus years is an enemy to not just us, but an enemy to the Lord. And if we as a nation, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, if we knew how much the Lord actually wants to help us, like that's the thing. That's why we don't know how much the Lord really wants to help us, because our people are too busy going into the Christian church. We're too busy doing this and too busy doing that. Too busy wanting to do your own thing. Too busy wanting to sell drugs. Too busy smoking weed. Too busy being a goddamn filthy whore. Too busy being a whoremonger. Too busy doing everything but showing brotherhood to your brother, sisterhood to your sister, and coming back to please the Lord. If we truly understood how much the Lord really wanted to free us from this monster, if we truly understood how much the Lord wanted us to be on top, we would obey him like great children obey a great perfect father. And then he would be an enemy to our enemies. Listen, the world already know about the terrors of the Lord. They know. You ask the Egyptians, the real Egyptians, not the bastards that's over there now, the Greek babies that's over there in the land of Egypt now. I'm talking about the real Egyptians, the dark Egyptians, them dark Hamites. They know the power of the Most High Yahweh. They know the anger of the Lord. You understand? And this monster that rule over us today, he's going to know the anger of the Lord, because the Lord is going to punish him for his crimes against blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. You understand? He's not getting off scot-free. But as a nation, we have to want to obey the Lord. We have to understand first that the Lord wants to free us. You understand? The Lord wants us to be on top. This is something that he wants from us. He don't want us to be steady in servitude to these bastards. Hey, shalom, Lord Christ, priest. Like the Lord don't want us to be in servitude to these monsters. You understand? The Lord wants us to reign over top of the world. You understand? Let's get matter of fact, Let's get Hebrews 12. Well, Shalakia, let's get Obadiah. Should I get? Since I'm here already, let's get Isaiah 14. Listen, man, the Lord wants to save Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. The Lord wants to save you. He wants you to rule, man. He wants the covenants to be for you. Let's read. Let's start at the top. Isaiah chapter 14, we'll start at verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Like the Lord's going to choose blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians again. You understand? Sometimes it don't seem like it when you look at how these monsters are ruling over top of us today. And if you're not in this body of ISUPK, you don't know the big picture. You understand? You don't see the outcome. So you're living in fear. And because you're living in fear, you don't understand that the Lord really wants to choose us again and that he will choose us again. It don't seem like the Lord is ever going to be with us. To some of our people, they don't even believe there is a God anymore because of the treacherous things that this monster has done to us. You understand? But the Lord is going to choose us again, and he's going to have mercy on us, meaning he's going to stop this monster from doing this stuff that he's doing to us. You understand? Let's read on. And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Listen, the Lord is going to sit us back in the land of Israel. He's going to place us back home. We're going home. You understand? And how are we going to get there? Through that same song that we used to sing down in when our forefathers and foremothers was in slavery. Salakia, give me Salakia. Salakia. But the Lord is going to choose blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans again, man. He's going to put us back in our home. You understand? How is he going to do it? That song that we sung in slavery. You understand? Swing down chariot, swing low, stop and let me ride, man. That's what's going to happen. Those chariots, the chariots of the Lord, Salakia, what we call in the ISUPK, the chariots of the Lord, the world calls it UFOs. They're going to swing down and we're going to get on those chariots and ride. You understand? And we're going to go home. And these other nations are going to cleave to us. You understand? And they're going to be forced to come in the land of Israel. And they're going to build our home. You understand? Let's read. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Like, we're going to do this by force. And we're going to possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. You understand? Let's read. And they shall take them captive who captives there were, and they shall rule over their oppressor. What better feeling? What better feeling it is to know that this beast that rule over top of us, hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, what better feeling to know that this beast that rule over top of us will be subservient underneath us. Like, we're going to rule over top of this monster that's ruling over us today. There's going to come a day where we're going to take our children, and there are our children's children, you understand, and their children are not going to believe that we was ever in servitude to these monsters. And that's going to be a beautiful day. You understand? And it's a day that I long for, a day that I can't wait for. Hey, if you have any questions, you go on or off the topic. You can go ahead and type it down in the chat. If you got any questions at all, any concerns, things you've been thinking about, questions you have about the scriptures, what you don't have. I do know as a student, this is the time where you want to do the most gleaning of the scriptures. This is the time as a student where you want to understand who this monster is. You want to understand how important it is to separate. You want to understand what the scriptures is really saying to Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. You understand? So if you have any questions, go ahead and type it in the chat. You understand? Let's read on. Let's drop down to verse 12. Isaiah chapter 14. It says, "How art thou fallen, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" Like, when the Christian church read this, they immediately think the spiritual angel in the sky, Satan or Shaitan in the Hebrew. And they'll say, you see, the angel that fell from heaven, Michael kicked him out of heaven, a physical heaven, which makes Michael one of the most powerful angels up there. He kicked Satan out. Satan can never go back. This is what the Christian church believes. This is in fact a lie. When this scripture is talking about Lucifer, son of the morning, it is talking, place our oppressors in this. You understand? They fell. What does it mean to fall from heaven? They fell from a high place. They fell from from rulership. You understand? There was a time when these bastards ruled over top of everything, and they fell from that rulership. You understand? Let's read on. It says, "How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?" Like, this monster, this oppressor that we serve up under, he always weakened the nations. Whenever he was in servitude, whenever he was in rulership, this monster always found a way to weaken the nations. You understand? He always found a way, because every time we've been in slavery to this monster was always able to weaken every other nation, because whoever has the Israelites in slavery is always the greatest empire. When we was in slavery to Egypt, the Egyptians weakened every nation. We ruled Salakia. We ran that empire so great that we were such good slaves that they was able to rule the world. We built their economy. You understand? We built the greatest empire Egypt ever had at that time. When Rome was in rulership, we built the greatest empire for the Romans. When the Arabs had their chance of power, Babylon, we built the greatest empire for that at that time they had ever seen. And to this day, these monsters that rule over us, the only reason why you will ever hear anybody say who's going to stop America is because America has the Lord's chosen people in slavery. So the scriptures say, "How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?" Let's read on. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 15. It's like verse 13. "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High." This is what this monster said in his heart. You understand? He's going to ascend into heaven and exalt his throne above, you understand, the stars of the Most High. Who are the stars of the Lord? You understand? The stars of the Lord are your priests and prophets. These are your stars. These are the people you should look up to. You understand? These are the people the ones that actually give guidance and that show the rest of the nation how to live their life. You understand? Let's read on. I will, and Salakia, I will sit also among the mount of the congregation in the side of the north. Like they said, they will also sit on the mount of the congregation. I mean, they're gonna sit over top of Israel in the side of the north, man. Let's read on verse 14. I will ascend above the heights and the clouds. I will be like the Most High. This is what these monsters, these filthy, wicked devils say every day. They will be like the Lord. They will be like the Most High power, Yahweh. You understand? This is why it's so important to leave the Christian church alone. This is why it's so important to come out of that ideology. You understand? Because when you are in the Christian church, you are pushing white supremacy. You are pushing the thought process that our oppressor is like the Most High. You are pushing the thought process that can't no one defeat these monsters. Listen, I heard General Muhammad said it best. Right now, America is the greatest empire on earth. They're the greatest they have the greatest armies on earth. They're the greatest superpower on earth. But they are not the greatest superpower in the heavens. We have a army. You understand? We have we have a God that love his children, and we have a God that controls armies. You understand? He controls angel armies. And those armies are far more superior and far more intelligent than what America's armies could ever be. The Lord's armies are far greater than what America could ever push. You understand? Let's read verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the side of the pit. Like the Lord said, even though these monsters say that they're going to ascend to the heights, even though these bad, filthy, wicked beasts say they're going to be like the Most High, they're going to be brought down very low. They're going to be brought down to hell. You understand? And what does that mean when it say going to be brought down to hell? Listen, as so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, we are in hell right now. We've been in hell for over 400 years. The ground is fertilized with the hell that we've been in. You understand? When our oppressors walk the ground, you walk outside your house, you walk down the street to the store. No, that ground is fertilized with the blood of blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. Like, this is hell that we're in. We're walking on the bones of our ancestors because of our oppressors. And one day the tables will turn and they will be brought down very low. They will be brought down to hell. They will no longer be in this heaven that they enjoy now. This is why they should, and we encourage them to live it up. Have a blast. Just listen, have the most fun time of your life, because it's not going to last long. The Lord is going to send our King Yahweh Shai back, and he's coming. The time is winding down. The end of our oppressor's rulership is coming to a quick close. You understand? And when this kingdom fall, they will be brought down to hell. They will know what it's like to be in servitude to our oppressor. They're going to feel our pain, and they're going to receive double for what they have done to us. You understand? Let's read on. Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? Like, this is how you know this is not a spiritual demon in the sky. This is how you know it's not, it's the angel underground or demon underground that's, standing there with a pitchfork. This is how you know this ain't the angel Satan or Shaitan in the Hebrew. This is how you know that this is a physical man. Verse 16, it says, is this the man? Meaning Lucifer in the scriptures is a physical man. And this physical man weakened the nations. And he made the earth to tremble. How did he make the earth to tremble? By putting his military in places where it don't belong. By sending bombs to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You understand? By making threats. You understand? Just, having a president that, and Donald Trump that can just, at nighttime while everybody sleep, he's up at 3 a.m. while everybody is knocked out, and he's on twiddling his thumbs on Twitter, going back and forth with other nations' leaders, talking about how quick he would be to put his finger on that red button and send missiles off to start World War III. This is the man that caused the earth to tremble. The man that weakened the nations. America has weakened the other nations. So much so that everybody else loves America. Now everybody is bought into this American dream. Even to this day, everybody loves America. You understand? Like America has caused these other nations to drink of her wine. You understand? Let's read on. Let's drop to verse 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Like this is the end that's going to befall these monsters. The Lord said to prepare slaughter for his children. So even the good, the good white boys and the good white, white girls that are people want to fall in love with. You understand? The good ones that are people want to say, you see, they not racist. They not bad. They not that bad. They not bad people. They, they kinfolk. We can invite them to the barbecue, to the cookouts. The Lord said to prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. The Lord don't want to see their face either. This is how much the Lord hates our oppressor. The Lord wants to eradicate this monster from off the planet. That's why the scriptures say in Exodus, if we would obey him and do what he told us to do, then he would be an enemy to our enemies. Why do you think Donald Trump deployed a space force during his presidency to patrol the space? He got a space force out there they're out there waiting and looking for a alien life form to come to the planet Earth to wage war against the planet Earth. You can look this up. Donald Trump deployed a space force because America knows that there is going to be a punishment for their crimes against so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, man. They know that they are not going to get off scot-free for what they have done to the Lord's chosen people. So the Lord said, if we obey him, he'll be an enemy to our enemies and an adversary to our adversaries. Then he turned around and said, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. So for the sins of their fathers, they have to pay for. Even the ones that say that wasn't me. I understand my forefathers did this, but that wasn't me. I'm different. I'm trying to do better. I'm teaching y'all, I'm teaching black people. I'm giving them money. I'm giving them, this. And I bought a black person a car yesterday. I bought a Hispanic person a car yesterday. You know, I taught him how to raise his credit score so he could be a good stand-up American. The Lord said, prepare slaughter for these monsters, for the iniquity of their fathers, because their forefathers decided to send our mothers on a trail of tears, because their forefathers decided to sell our babies on auction blocks, because their forefathers decided to take our babies from our foremothers and feed them to alligators as alligator bait. The Lord said, prepare slaughter for the children. All of them got to go, man. This is the punishment of our oppressor for the crimes. You understand? And this is equality. This is justice in the Bible. This is something that our people love to go away from. They like to say this is the white man's book, when in reality, our people don't understand that our true justice is right here. Like we're trained as a people to march down the street. We're trained to go peacefully protest, to say hands up, don't shoot, to scream I can't breathe, to scream no justice, no peace. When in reality, our equality is right here. We're trained to go fight for reparations when our reparations is right here. Which would be better? Our oppressors still living in the land of our captivity and us being in servitude to them, and them just giving us something, like them giving us a little bit of money and a little bit of land? Or would it be better for the Lord to eradicate them off the face of the earth altogether and put us in charge of the entire planet? This is what justice is according to the Bible. The Lord don't want us to be equal to these monsters. The Lord wants us ruling over top of them. You understand? Like Deuteronomy 7:6 says, thou art a holy nation. We separate from these monsters. We are a different manner of people. And the Lord said we're better than them. You understand? Let's drop this. Let's get over let's get Ezekiel chapter 34. Ezekiel chapter 34. Let's start at verse 8. Yeah, let's start at verse 8. It says, as I live, saith the Most High Yahweh, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field. Listen, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, we have became a prey to every beast of the field. We became food for every beast of the field, for every other nation to just come in and devour. Like we became so low. You understand? Like we became such a prey to every beast of the field that you have filthy, wicked Hamites come here from Africa, and they'll sit there and look you in your face, call you a filthy kata, and tell you, after calling you that, tell you that you are lazy, and then try to convince you to come back to Africa and call Africa the motherland and say, listen, man, you got to come home. Put this dashiki on. After them calling you a cotton picker, a lazy cotton picker, they're going to tell you that you got to come home. You understand? They didn't build this country. Their forefathers didn't build this country. Their forefathers sold you. The scriptures say that we become meat for every beast of the field. Arabs come over here and they treat us like garbage. The Chinese and the Japanese, the Moabites and the Ammonites, they come over here and they treat us like garbage. But you know what they do? They get what they want in this empire because they separate and they recognize the power they have together without everybody else. You understand? Let's read on. Here, Salakia. Because there were no shepherds, neither did my shepherds search for my flock. Listen, man, because there was no shepherds, and these Christian pastors did not search for the Lord's chosen people, we've been devoured. You understand? Let's read on. But the shepherds fed themselves and fed not the flock. Listen, they took all the money you gave them. Look, while you was looking for answers, while they're telling you donate, they're telling you to sow this seed for $5,000 and then lift your hands and say, money cometh to me now. And then they tell you that tomorrow morning you're gonna receive the miracle of your lifetime. And then you go home looking for answers, looking for money. And they take your money and they feed themselves with their greed. They've destroyed the flock of the Lord, man. Let's read on. Therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of the Most High. Thus saith the Most High Power, behold, I am against the shepherds, and I will require my flock at thine hand. Listen, because these Christian pastors constantly tell us to join with these monsters, to love these filthy, wicked bastards, man. As these bastards continually kill us at an alarming rate, the Lord said he's going to require his flock at their hands. Let's read on. And cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves anymore. The Lord's going to shut the mouths of these Christian pastors, man. He started in the coronavirus. You notice when the coronavirus hit, the real priests and prophets of the Lord showed up. You understand? Like, we've been here, but you finally started listening. And your Christian pastors backed up. They went back in their corners. They had nothing to say. They couldn't say a thing. They had no understanding of what was going on. No way to stop it. You even had a Christian pastor. I forgot the devil name, but he called the coronavirus a curse, and he blew into the microphone in his church, and basically he commanded the coronavirus to go as if he could defeat the Lord. Listen, man, this is the things that you are seeing and the things that you're going to see. You understand? That's going to keep hitting America. The plagues that's going to keep hitting is not only going to destroy our oppressor, but it's going to shut the mouth of these Christian pastors to the point where they're not going to be able to talk anymore. These greedy dogs are not going to be able to bark anymore because they are not going to have any answers, and the people are going to see clearly. The scales are going to be removed from off the people's eyes that they don't have the answer, that all they have been doing is barking. The people is going to know, man. And the people are going to be, they're going to find the place where the answers are. They're going to find the ISUPK. Listen, if you looking to get your life in order, you looking for a school near you, hit this inbox, man. And we are the ISUPK. We're found everywhere. We're in damn near every country, damn near every place around the world we are. If you are in the United States, we are damn near in every state. We are everywhere. There's no excuses. You understand? Let's read on. For I will deliver my flock from their mouth. Listen, the Lord is going to deliver all blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians from the filthy, wicked lies that's been pushed on us, man. You understand? Let's read on. That they may not be meat for them. For thus saith the Most High Power, behold, even I will both search my sheep and seek them out. The Lord is going to find his people. He's going to save his people again, man. He's going to send priests and prophets. He sent them. And they're found right here in the ISUPK. We're the ones that's not afraid to put in the work for blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. We're the ones that's not afraid to go in the trenches and get it out the mud. We're the ones that's not afraid to do what your coward Christian pastor won't do. I pray you understand. And the Lord, and you're going to see in that day that the Lord, there's more with us than there are with them. Let me end it on this. If I could, Baba Shah. Let's get Zephaniah. As there's something that you understand we have to do if we want to see these things happen, if we want to be able to enjoy watching these things happen to America and not be a part of the tragedy. There's something we have to do, man. Let's get Zephaniah 2:1. It says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. You got to put aside your differences with your brothers and sisters. You got to learn how to love each other again. You can't be selfish with your brother. You can't be selfish with your sister. You got to learn how to love your brother, man. You can't look at that brother across the street and because he's light skinned or dark skinned or just dressed different than how you want him to be dressed. You understand? Like, you cannot hate that brother without a cause. You can't be angry with your brother without a cause. You got to learn to prefer your brother over your enemy. Once you learn to prefer your brother over your enemy, then you can show the Lord that you really love him. The scriptures say, how can you say you love the Lord who you don't see, and you hate your brother who you see every day? You have to learn to love your brother and come back together as a nation. Then the Lord will hear us again. Then the Lord will come and save his people once again. You understand? We can't keep selling drugs to our people, screaming Black Lives Matter. It don't work like that. You can't kill your people and be for your people at the same time. It don't work like that. You can't kill yourself slowly in smoking marijuana and smoking cigarettes and be for Black lives. It don't work like that. You got to learn to love yourself. You got to learn to love the Lord again. You understand? Obey his commandments. Come back to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. You understand? Learn what it takes to come up out of this captivity. Learn what it takes to serve the Lord the proper way. You understand? And with that, ISUPK security announcements. Where the ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After the 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, meaning the 10th in the Hebrew is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase give to the treasury department or the teacher. Listen, pay your tithes, man. How do you listen? Aside, if I could, real quick, how do you think that ISUPK is able to feed you and house the brothers and sisters that need homes, that need food, that need clothes, man? That's because you're paying your tithes. You understand? In the ISUPK, we are not the Christian church. We're not going to take your money and live off of it, man. We're taking the funds and we're putting it back to the people like it's supposed to be done. You understand? Listen, priest funds, which is a free will offering. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. Stay connected to this page every Monday, every Thursday. You understand? We post up the high holy days. If you have any questions about where the closest school is to your zone, so you can get there, celebrate the high holy day. Maybe you want to go to a Sabbath service. You understand, which is every Saturday morning. You understand? Get in contact. Hit this inbox to this page. You understand? And what we'll do is we'll give you the information you need to get to the school closest to your zone. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, they'll start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, we say amajim, which means to stand. Wapanu hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. We do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baharataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanlanawa, Lakam, Kau, Yawam, Wasalakhlanawa, Kawabathnawa, Kasalakanawa, Kawabathinawa, Wala'ah, Tabayayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwith, Waha'ala, Wataparth, La'awalamyam Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it. The prayer for the Hakat or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Babakushah, Nathananawa, Hakat, La Pa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Marawa, Hakat, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, La Hakwayim, Hamathium, Hakat, Al Rakawaf, Hatamala, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. The prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shah, wa me'aka Allah, wa lahayim, matazabiyah, alawap Yahana, ha'alawapyim, ha'sarayim, ha'kwatazayayim, ha'kayayayim, wa ha'kwathyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the water Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. the anointing prayer in the Hebrew. Ya Baraka Yahweh, wa ya Shamarka, ya Ar Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Ar Yaka, wa ya Kanka, ya Sha'a Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Ar Yaka, wa ya Shemlaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, all destroyed of Israel. Bahashem Yahweh Shah, the water Amun. In the English, Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless, heal, shield, protect. Saw, which means to turn. Give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak Thum, Yazamatah. Give a courtesy salute to the sisters, maybe watching online. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Alatham Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Yazamatah. Class dismissed.